Hey guys, welcome to today's video. This is going to be a quick version, and this is Paint with Lovejoy. Thanks so much for joining. Please subscribe to the channel and share this channel with your community. Like I said earlier, this is going to be a quick version, so if you prefer the full-length, non-time-lapsed version, check out my Patreon page and my Paint with Lovejoy website. If you want to further support Paint with Lovejoy, please do. It all helps. And for more in-depth courses, check out paintwithlovejoy.com. And as always, share this with your community. All right, guys, this is going to be a fun painting, and this is a sped up version. If you want the full length, feel free to check my Patreon page or my website. So grab your supplies. We're going to head on over. We're going to start with the background with light blue. We're going to separate the sky from the grass. And we're going about halfway up the canvas and then making a bit of a smile line. And then above that line, we're going to be filling it in with shades of light blue. And as you mix your color, as you can see that each time that I mix my color, there's a slight variation, so don't stress about getting the exact same shade of blue each time you mix your color. Having some variety in your background is actually to your benefit. Now, if you're painting on a stretched canvas, I do recommend that you carry these colors around the edges. That way it looks nice when you hang it on the wall. And I am using student grade paint, so I recommend that you apply yours paint a little bit thicker, and that will help with some of the blending and a bit more opaque coverage. And here you can see where I slapped some of that direct blue in there. I'm going to slap some white in there, and this is called wet on wet blending. We'll be doing the same thing when we get into the grass below. So to make our grass, we're using primary colors, so we're going to be mixing yellow and blue, and you can mix to your desired shade of green. I will have a variety from some yellow green to a bit darker green on mine. And feel free to kind of change those shades. We'll do some of that wet on wet blending where we'll slap some blue in there and even some yellow, but again, make it to your liking. So here we go, slapping some of that blue, and that blue makes it a little bit darker, a bit more of a tealish green, and then that yellow makes it a little bit brighter. We are going to let this part dry, take your progress photo, and then we're going to be putting blades of grass. And same thing, you're going to be mixing your yellow and blue, and I am using that large flat brush, holding it sideways, and each brush stroke is a blade of grass. And as you're doing this, I want you to play with the pressure of your brush. Light pressure will create skinnier blades of grass. More pressure will create wider shades of grass. Wider blades of grass, sorry. And again, we're going to be filling up that space. I want you overlapping your brush strokes, making it really nice, healthy, lush version of grass. And every now and then, feel free to get out of your chair, look at it from a distance and go, oh, do I need more blades of grass? Do I need maybe lighter green here, darker green here? And I want you to trust your instincts as you're observing it from that distance, and then go back and add that to your painting. And the more that you can kind of do this and trust your instincts, the better and faster and more comfortable you'll get with your own painting process. And that's really what painting is about, is just finding your comfort level with the tools that you are using. So for this one, we're going to be doing what we call masking. I did let this fully dry, and because I'm using student grade paint that happens to be kind of on the transparent side, if we do what we call masking, then when we put the color on top of it, it's going to be a bolder color. So every place that I want the wildflowers, I'm going to be basically painting them white, and I started with the center of the flower and then just doing the little petals radiating from that center. So basically going back to like kindergarten when you used to draw flowers. It's a good reference point for this. But again, filling in all the spaces with white where I want the flowers, then we'll let it dry and then we'll put the flower color on top of it. And like I said, that just gives it a nice bolder color compared to putting the light pink on top of the green or the blue. And with that being said, you're actually more than welcome to switch out colors. If you want to keep these white daisies, you can go through with the white. If you want purple, if you want more red, if you want orange, if you want a mixture of all the colors, go for it. Like, I definitely want you to make this painting your own and just use this as a base. If you are interested in more of the regular time, since this is sped up, I think, by 3 times, feel free to check my Patreon page or the Paint with Lovejoy website, and you can find a longer version of this with a little more details as I explain the process. So again, we let that dry, and I'm going in with the light pink, and I'm going to do this first flower in sections, but we'll repeat this process through the whole thing. So we put the light pink on there, then we made a bit of a darker pink and put it on there and add some shadows. We'll do a yellow center, and then we'll go back and do a little bit of shading. So as you go through this video, especially because it is going super fast, please do not paint this fast. Pause the video as you need to, but you're strengthening your power of observation. You're seeing where I place something, what I do, and then you're going to mimic that to the best of your ability on your canvas at home. And this is a strong foundational element about art is your power of observation. And the more observant that you can be in art, the more observant you'll be in life in general. And there's nothing wrong with being more observant. It actually just makes you more aware of your world around you, which is a great thing. So that first flower turned out really nice. We're going to basically recreate that same formula for a few more flowers with the light pink. And then I will go in with a little bit darker pink and even almost some pure red for a few of the smaller flowers. So find your groove, do what works for you. And a lot of my first time painters, when I teach, when we paint our flowers, I say we're going to paint blobs. Everybody can paint a blob. It's going to be a circle or it's going to be a long cylinder blob. And then with a little bit of the shading, it gives an impressionistic feel that it's a flower, and our brain interprets it as a flower. So don't feel like these have to be absolutely perfect, especially for my beginner painters. What you're doing right now is just getting comfortable with mixing your paint, comfortable with observation, comfortable with the application. And what you learn in today's painting will make more sense the next time that you paint and the next time that you paint. Like painting's about building your skills. Like I said, it's not about being perfect, because your idea of perfect and perfection is going to change with more experience that you get and as your skills grow. So being flexible and trying new things is a big part of creativity. So here you can see I went in with a little bit of a darker pink for some of those smaller flowers. Again, adjust and make these colors what you want. I am so proud of you for taking time out of your day to get creative and to paint. All right, and you could add as many or as few flowers as you want to your painting, and you'll see in a moment where I actually go in and we're going to do little dots and we're going to add more kind of hints of pink flowers in the grass, in the sky a little bit, and just kind of make it look like it's a more abundant field of wildflowers. If you happen to be holding your breath, remember to breathe. We do tend to get nervous and we want to do really good, and we think holding our breath is going to help that process. So just catch yourself every now and then and make sure that you are breathing. All right, so here's that part where I was talking about just little dots. We're filling in. Some of these flowers are just opening. Some of these flowers are going off the edge of the canvas. That kind of gives the viewer an indication that the scene is bigger than what you've actually painted. And again, look at your paintings from that distance and go, oh, I need more here. I want red here, and trust that and add to it. Then we went in with a little bit of yellow just for some of those centers. And again, it's just a little dot giving the illusion that we have a bunch of flowers on our painting. Now we're going back in with the yellow and green, and we're going to put some stems on these flowers, connect these flowers to the blades of grass, and then any other blades of grass that you want to add. Feel free to make more of them. Feel free to adjust your shade of green, lighter or darker, based on what you need. And then right there, we're just adding a few little circles of green, and these are those flowers that maybe haven't opened yet, and just kind of filling in the space. Again, trust your instincts. You guys are doing a great job. I'm really proud of you for taking time out of your day and getting creative. So this next part that I'm doing is kind of taking that direct red, slightly outlining the petals. I'm just bringing a bit more of a pop art feel to it. If you don't want to do this, you do not have to. You can stop at any point on the painting and you can go in any direction that you want. Like I said earlier, just use this as a guideline to kind of jumpstart your creativity, but trust your instincts and go in the directions that's good for you. All right, it's coming along. We're going to move into white next, doing the same thing, that pure white. And even just take note of how often I grab that white paint. So you do a few brush strokes, grab more paint, and then move on to the next section. So great job today, you guys. Really proud of you. I look forward to painting with you again in the future. And until then, cheers.